أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي زدني علما وألحقني بالصالحين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good morning guys, how are you all? Are you all fine? So yesterday we had discussed first page of the lesson. Sorry, wrong number. And all we learned over there, what are the things, okay, that Mr. Kamal was so much excited. He was so much happy to have the engineers that they were over there to fix the connection or give him the telephone connection. And in spite of noise and in spite of disturbance, he wasn't minding anything. And he served the engineers with cups of teas. And then when they left, Mr. Kamal was just staring at the beautiful, at the smart new telephone in the hall, and he was unable to wait for his son and wife. And he checked the phone time and again and put it to his ear. And he then so many times used to what? Act like someone has called him, hello, hello, as you have what? Read it. And then Mr. Kamal would what? Put the handset down and smile again at himself. And then he what? Brings out his handkerchief and polishes, okay, and polishes the telephone set, and he will polish it until it what? It glistens, it shines. And then Mr. Kamal's family returned, his wife and son, Nadir, they both returned, okay. Until the evening, the telephone, it was silent, nobody has called them. But after evening, a series of phone calls they started, and the rings they were continuously ringing. Okay, the bells were ringing, and the family they were so much excited, but they got bored. They were fed up. Okay, because of the wrong calls, because of the wrong numbers. So we will have to come towards page number 10. Okay, all three of them jumped up and rushed to the telephone. Mr. Kamal cleared his throat and picked up the handset. Hello, Mr. Kamal here, he said slowly and clearly. This is Mrs. Arif, said a shrill voice on the other end of the line. Where are my clothes? I ordered them 3 days ago. So, where are my clothes? I ordered them 3 days ago, and they haven't arrived yet. I beg your pardon, said a shocked Mr. Kamal. Is that fancy goods emporium? Asked the woman. No, I think you have the wrong number, madam, replied Mr. Kamal. Then the phone went dead. So all of them they were really excited, and the first phone call came in. Unluckily, the bad luck was that the phone call was not of their relatives, okay, our family friends, no one was there, but this was a wrong number, and she was a lady, okay, the caller was a lady, and she was Mrs. Asif, and she had called Fancy Goods Emporium. She had called what? She had dialed the number of Fancy Goods Emporium, and she was asking and inquiring about her clothes that she had ordered 3 days earlier, 3 days ago. And she was really angry. Okay, her tone was shrilled. That is why we can guess that she was angry. She was not good. She was not satisfied with the services of the fancy goods emporium. So then the discussion is that
Huh?
we are going to what? We are going to explain the discussion. Mr. Kamal cleared his throat and picked up the handset. So when the bell rang, okay, what Mr. Kamal did, Mr. Kamal cleared his throat like this, this like this, okay. He did this and then picked up the handset. Mr. Kamal picked up the handset. Hello, Mr. Kamal here. Mr. Kamal here. He said slowly. Mr. Kamal said slowly and clearly that Mr. Kamal is over here. Who's over here? Mr. Kamal is over here. This is Mrs. Asif. So at the other end of the line, there was a lady and her name was Mrs. Asif. She said, what? With a shrill voice, she said, this is Mrs. Asif. Where are my clothes? I ordered them 3 days ago. They haven't arrived yet. So the lady, she was angry because of the lazy system, because of somehow the slow system of that fancy goods emporium, the delivery system that was very slow. So she was angry, she was upset with them, and that's why she was somehow talking to Mr. Kamal in an angry tone. Okay, where are my clothes? Where are my clothes? I ordered them 3 days ago. So where are my clothes? She inquired. They haven't arrived yet. Till now, they haven't arrived. Okay, and if you remember in the previous exercise we had learned they haven't, okay, they still haven't arrived. So what we did with it, we removed still, okay, and we put over there yet. They haven't arrived yet, so I still do not receive them, okay, or I didn't receive them. I beg your pardon. Mr. Kamal was shocked. Mr. Kamal was somehow puzzled. He was somehow perplexed. Okay, he was shocked that who she is and what type of class and who's that what, which fancy goods emporium. He was shocked. I beg your pardon. Excuse me, Larry. Please, Larry, forgive me. Excuse me. Okay, said a shocked Mr. Kamal. Mr. Kamal was shocked that who this lady is. Is that fancy good emporium? Asked the woman. The woman inquired, is that fancy goods emporium? Are you talking a serviceman? Okay. Anyone from the fancy goods emporium? Asked the woman. She inquired. No, I think you have the wrong number, madam. So Mr. Kamal replied, madam, I think I'm sorry to say that you have dialed a wrong number. You have dialed what? You have dialed a wrong number, madam. And then the phone went dead. And then the phone call was disconnected. The phone went dead means the phone call was disconnected. So in this very paragraph, we are told about the first call. That was from Mrs. Asif, and she was going to inquire about her clothes that she had ordered from Fancy Goods Emporium. Okay, and Mr. Kamal, he was sorry to say that you have dialed the wrong number, lady. Okay, this is not Fancy Goods Emporium. So the phone went dead. The call was disconnected. Mr. Kamal was very excited and he put down the handset and told his wife and son about the woman. So he was really happy with the first call that somebody has called him or them, okay? He was really excited. And then he put the handset down and told his wife and son about the woman. And then he inquired both of them that what was the incident, what had happened, okay, on the phone call. Mr. Kamal was still now, he was excited, and he informed his lady, he informed his what? His missus and son about the incident that what was over there. You should have asked her for her number, said Mrs. Kamal. Then we could have given her a call sometime. And out of excitement, Mrs. Kamal, said what? She asked what? She told her husband that you should have asked her for her number, that you should have demanded her phone number, and maybe we have given her a call sometime. And maybe we also sometime we could have what called her. So you have asked or demanded her number that we may call her sometimes. The following morning, the phone rang again. The following morning, okay, the same morning, what happened? The phone rang again. Second form of ring is what? Rang. So all of the entire story is in past and past perfect, okay? The following morning and the next morning, the phone rang again, the bell rang again, and this time Mrs. Kamal got to it fast. And Mrs. Kamal was the first person to reach the phone or to receive the phone or to pick up the handset. Hello, she said. Okay, as we usually do. Hello, she said. Do you have any silk scarves? Asked the caller. The caller inquired about the scarves. Do you know scarf a lady wears? Okay, as you can see that the scarf that is of two type. One is just like a shawl, and the next is the what that the ladies wear to cover their faces or to cover their head. So, do you have any silk scarves? Do you have any scarf that is made of silk? Made of silk, okay? And as you know, that silk is what? It is a soft type of what? Thread or somehow cloth, okay? Asked the caller. The caller inquired about the silk scarves. Silk scarves asked Mrs. Kamal, puzzled. Once again, Mrs. Kamal, she was really puzzled and she asked, oh, silk scarves? Yes, silk scarves. Replied the caller. Yeah, I want silk scarves. Okay, I want silk scarves, said the caller. Okay, I don't think so, said Mrs. Kamal. Mrs. Kamal, in counter question, she said, okay, I don't think so that you need what silk scarves. Is that fancy goods emporium? Asked the caller. The caller inquired, okay, she was maybe in doubt that maybe I have just a wrong number. Then she inquired that, is that fancy goods emporium? Okay, the receiver of the call is a what? From the fancy goods emporium? Asked the caller. No, this is Mrs. Kamal, said Mrs. Kamal, and the line went dead. In Mrs. Kamal answered her, no, this is not fancy goods emporium. I am Mrs. Kamal. And then the line was disconnected. Then the line was disconnected. When dead means the call was disconnected. The call was disconnected. And a few minutes later, the phone rang again. So just after a few minutes, the call, what? The phone started to ring again. We seems to have a popular number, said Mr. Kamal as he rushed to answer the phone. Mr. Kamal said, oh, I think we have a very famous number. The word popular means famous. I think that is famous, that is known to everybody. So Mr. Kamal exclaimed, oh, I think it looks like that our number, our phone number is very popular. It is very famous, said Mr. Kamal as he rushed to answer the phone. As he rushed to meet, as he ran towards what? The phone. But this time, Nadir got there first. Who reached? As you can see, Nadir is over here. He had reached to pick up the call. So at this time, Nadir reached there first or got there first. And he held the phone to his ear. And as you can see that Nadir is what? He is holding the phone, okay, to his ear, but said nothing. And he is calm, he is quiet, he is saying nothing. From time to time, he shook his head vigorously from side to side. And he's doing what? He is replying the caller by his gestures, by his body language. Yes, no, like this. Yes, oh, yes, no. So, Nadir got there, okay, first he received the call, okay, he picked up the handset. And instead of talking, instead of answering, okay, verbal answers, from time to time he shook his head vigorously from side to side. Yes, yes, no, no, yes, like this. And say something, said his father, prodding him in the back. Now you can see that the father is thrusting him. He's somehow what? Pushing him, okay, from the back with his finger. Oh, my son, say something. Say something. Okay, utter a few words. Say yes or no. Say something verbal. He can't see you that you're shaking your head. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. No, he can't see you. He can't see you. So that was the thing. Okay, Nadir put the phone down. And then Nadir is going to put the phone down. He disconnected the call. He disconnected the call. So this was all about what the two or three incidents of the first callers. Okay, and Mr. Kamal received a call from a lady, and she was Mrs. Asif. And Mrs. Asif, she inquired about her class that she had earned 3 days ago. Okay, and the class they hadn't or haven't arrived till that time. She was so angry. Okay, for the fancy goods emporium because of their lazy or because of their somehow slow system, slow delivery system. Okay, then Mr. Kamal said, sorry to say, you have dialed a wrong number. This is not Fancy Goods Emporium. I'm Mr. Kamal. Okay, I'm Mr. Kamal. Then the phone call was disconnected. Then, when the phone call was disconnected, Mr. Kamal is going to narrate the entire story of the call to his son and Mrs. Okay, and wife. And his missus asked him, okay, exclaimed that he would have asked for his number. Maybe we would have a contact with each other sometimes. And then the following morning, the phone rang again. Okay, then the phone rang. Okay, again, it started to ring again. And Mrs. Kamal was the first person to go over there and pick the phone and receive the phone. Okay, and once again, there was a lady, and a lady, she was demanding what? She was ordering or she was demanding the silk scarves. But Mrs. Kamal said, "We are sorry to say this is not Fancy Goods Emporium. Fancy Goods Emporium." Okay, so then the call was dropped or disconnected again. And then a few minutes later, once again, the phone started to ring. Okay, so Mr. Kamal said that maybe we have a very famous number. That is a very popular number. Okay, I think. And when the phone rang, Mr. Nadir got over there and he received the call. And instead of verbal answers, he was shaking his head, yes, 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 no, 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 like this. So, my dear students, this was all about your lesson. Okay. Sorry, wrong number, page number 10. If you have any question, I'm over here to answer. And I'm just telling you a little bit about the difficult words. Uh, Clearly mean when there is no noise, you can hear someone clearly. Slowly mean in a slow manner. And the next is shrill. Shrill mean a sound that is not soft, that is not sweet. Okay. And the next is an I would say that commonly the voice of female that is shrill. Okay. Uh, And then arrived mean to reach. Okay. Pardon mean once again, excuse me or forgive me.
नंबर क्या है?
And the next is shocked. Shocked mean when you are puzzled, when you are somehow amazed. And the fancy goods emporium, that is the name of the supermarket. And then the phone went dead means the phone call was disconnected. And very excited means once again it means very happy. And then the what is that? We come to silk scarves means scarves, okay, head shawls or head scarves made of silk, okay, and color mean a person who calls, and puzzled mean once again you can say when someone is what shocked, that is called puzzled, okay. You see that for Mr. Kamal the word shocked was used, and for Mrs. Kamal the word puzzled is used. And then after that, the line went dead means the phone call was disconnected. And then Mr. Nadir, okay, he got to the phone, he received the third call, and vigorously mean somehow energetically. Vigorously mean with energy, with power, okay? And he was shaking his head. Shaking mean like this, okay? Moving from, okay, like this. So prodding mean to thrust someone like this is with fingers, as you can see in the image in the photo, okay. And that was all about the difficult words. Wise, if you have still anything that is difficult, you have any question or anything that is unclear, I'm over here to answer. Anyone facing any problem, please. No problem. Okay, guys, thank you so much, and I'm going to what to take the attendance. Thank you, and love is have a good day.